Hello, I'm John Geib. I'm a vegetable specialist with the Big Country Master Gardener Association. Welcome back to our series of videos on what we should be doing in our vegetable gardens for the following month. Well, the holiday season is upon us. It's time for us to spend some time with friends and family. While most people think that winter is a time to be lazy, most of us gardeners in West Texas understand that winter can be one of the busier times of year for us, almost as busy as summer. The weather has changed and winter is finally here. The first freeze has come and gone. So, what should we be doing in the month of December in our vegetable gardens? Well, first things first. Everything that cannot handle a frost may still be good for a couple of weeks, if they survive the first frost. Keep an eye out on the weather forecast. Our temperatures can easily fluctuate between 30 and 90 degrees, sometimes on the same day, and this could put a lot of stress on our vegetable garden. For those warm weather plants that survive the freeze, think tomatoes, squash, and green beans. Continue harvesting from them as you can. If you have plants that are looking sickly from frost damage or just run down, feel free to go ahead and pull them out and toss them into the compost pile, as long as they don't have any diseases on them. Any warm weather plants that have had frost damage, feel free to trim off what was damaged during the freeze and toss those into the compost pile. Currently my tomatoes, seen here, are still producing, but they do not look very good at all, as the freeze has really hit the tops of these plants hard. If a frost is on the horizon, go through the garden and harvest anything that is ready. Remember, tomatoes that are harvested early will ripen on the counter or can be made into fried green tomatoes. If the frost is going to be a light one, say 32 to 35 degrees for a couple of hours, you may be able to keep your warm weather crops alive with just some frost cloth or old blankets for the night. If a longer frost or worse, a hard freeze is forecasted, get ready for all those frost tender plants to go ahead and die. Unfortunately, that's just the cycle of life in the garden. Any citrus plants that you have will need to be protected during all the frosts and freezes for the rest of the season. This usually means bringing them inside during cold nights and taking them back out in the morning after the temperatures have risen back up above freezing. If it is a light frost that is expected and the plant is small, you may be able to get by with just a frost cloth covering them for the one evening. Your cool weather crops should already be planted in the garden. Keep these watered as usual. If you need to, you can add a few extra plants to your beds. These will need to be done as transplants and not seeds, as seeds tend to not germinate very well in the cool weather. You may need to look at the garden centers for transplants, although stock there will be very limited and probably not be looking really healthy. Please refer to our video on selecting a plant from the nursery for information on how to select good stock for your garden. Plants that can be harvested in December are beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, kale, lettuce, peas, potatoes, radish, and spinach. Remember that all the scraps from the harvested plants can be put into the compost pile for next year's garden. Plants that can be planted in late November and early December are beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, kale, lettuce, peas, radish, and spinach. Remember that most of these cool weather crops do not like 85 to 90 degree temperatures that we can sometimes see in early to mid-winter. If forecasted temperatures are above the mid-80s, wait a day or two to transplant your cool weather plants out into the garden. Any cool weather plants that are ready can be harvested at your leisure. Remember, if you're using integrated pest management practices as we recommend, a lot of the garden cleanup will wait until March. Leaving the garden messy will allow bugs to overwinter in your garden. While this means the pests will survive the winter, it also means the predators will too, and they will be ready and waiting for the pests to arrive in spring when the weather starts to warm. Start your projects for the winter. The cool weather, fall and early winter makes for a good time to start a lot of the gardening projects, that were put off due to summer's extreme heat. These could be something like building new beds and structures around your garden, or something like a new irrigation system to help make watering easier for next year. Review what worked well in your garden and what did not. Take time during the winter months to research better ways of gardening. Our YouTube channel can really help you out with this, as we have a lot of good local information on gardening. Well, that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you've learned something, please like the video. If you have found our videos helpful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be alerted when new videos come out. We will be putting out a new What to Do in Your Vegetable Garden Next Month video every month during roughly the last week of the month. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep gardening.